Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I haven't really sat down and talked about strictly just competitive Overwatch and what's currently happening right now in the current season, i.e. in Season 5. Here and there, I'll bring some news about some nerfs and buffs, or just some team meta comps, or just some advice videos that you mainly want to run in competitive, but not strictly what's going on in the current competitive season. Now, I do want to get your guys' thoughts on Season 5, if you love Season 5, if you hate Season 5, and that should tell me about, like, your story, pretty much, your progression throughout the whole entire season, and try to compare to the other ones. Because as of right now, I feel like there's this strong hatred towards Season 5 with the current meta that's going on, or just what's pretty much going on with the play styles right now compared to the other seasons. And I just want to stress to you guys that I've only played strictly Season 3, Season 4, and Season 5, so I can't really tell you how Season 1 and 2 went, but I can kind of guess what happened. Season 1, not a lot of people liked it, and they completely changed it because, well, they didn't like the coin flip meta or whatever. And then Season 2, I feel like a lot of people really loved Season 2 because that was kind of the most diverse, but somewhat kind of the most broken season because, well, you had the Ana boost with the Genji blades and then the Reaper with the Ana boost. It was just a big old mess. And then Season 3, I think people really hated that this season because, well, it was the World of Tank meta and it was really boring. And then Season 4 dropped and that was just kind of a mess in itself. But then Season 5 came along and I can't really tell you like the main stigma or like the main theme behind Season 5, but I can kind of guess and tell you guys why Season 5 isn't going the way that you guys thought it would have been, and why you're kind of dropping or just having a bad time if you are having a bad time. Because I realize not everyone is gonna have a terrible time in Season 5. Some people are gonna see Season 5 as a great season because, well, they climbed a bunch, they're having the most fun with the heroes, they're having the most fun time with the buffs and nerfs that just recently came out. In fact, if you even asked me, even like about 3 weeks ago, how I feel about Season 5, I would have told you, oh, I love it. I just love everything that's going on. But this was before the nerfs and buffs that went on. This was before I had the big SR drop, which if you guys didn't know, I'll try to link the video in the description below, but I did have my worst SR drop of all time, about 400 SR. I was on my way to Grandmasters, baby. I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was at like 3,700, 3,800, but then I just continued to drop and drop and drop until I, well, currently am right now. I'm at the highest diamond level. I'm at like 3450 or something. I'm just having a terrible season right now, and I'm trying to take it with a grain of salt because everyone's gonna have their SR drops and you're not always gonna be climbing. But man, I was just doing so terrible, and I think I know the reason why, and it's probably going to relate back to you and why you're probably not liking Season 5 and everything that's kind of been going on. So again, everyone's going to have their different experiences, and everyone's going to have their different thoughts. I mean, I know Sty's complaining about the competitive. I know Nateson made a video about why Season 5 is all bad. Everyone's going to have their different opinions, and I'm not saying that this is the sole purpose of why not a lot of people are liking Season 5. I mean, I'm even seeing it in my own comments right now saying, want to hear a joke? Oh, Season 5. You're a really funny guy, you know that? But I think it just all relates back to the first initial nerfs to the heavy-hitting heroes, especially with the tanks back in Season 3, because the World of Tank meta was so prevalent in that season. Usually you ran 3 tanks, so it could be like a Reinhardt, a Zarya, and a D.Va, especially the D.Va. She was one of the best heroes, and then you usually ran in Ana and a Lucio, and then you have 1 spot to fill. Well, you usually filled it with the Soldier 76, and Soldier was probably one of the best heroes to climb with, and I can kind of vouch for that because that was one of my most played heroes. I think the second right behind Maze. So if you wanted to climb and do well, you usually ran that team comp. Sometimes you throw a wild card in there, but really once those nerfs took place for the tanks, it kind of just all went downhill slowly, very slowly, to what it is right now. Because with Season 3, the way that I see it is that it didn't, here's the key thing, is that it didn't take a lot of team coordination. Because let's say if you were a Reinhardt and you took a little bit of hits, well, first of all, you're able to protect yourself, and the Ana is just able to heal you up right there, and also she didn't need precise accuracy because you're just this big German man. Or on the other hand, if you were a D.Va, you were this big Korean girl in a mech. So really the Ana didn't need as much accuracy to be able to heal someone, and it didn't need a lot of team coordination because it was a lot more slower paced. Where it is right now, it's a lot more faster paced and DPS oriented. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I still want to stick with Season 3. So obviously the World Tank meta was very slower, but here comes the D.Va nerf. Here comes the Roadhog nerfs because it got so many nerfs. And Ana also also got a big nerf, so that changed the whole entire playstyle. Obviously, Soldier 76 is still a great hero. Obviously, some of the tanks that did receive some nerfs were some great heroes, but now it left kind of an open end to, alright, who do I play now, since a lot of these heroes did get nerfed? Well, here comes Season 4. Now, for the first couple of weeks, it was the protect the president meta, because, well, you usually ran a Bastion, Reinhardt, and a Mercy, and then obviously Bastion got the nerfs, and it still left the open end. Alright, who do I play now? Obviously, Ryan is still a great tank, and Mercy is now a great hero because, well, they realized, well, Resurrection is so powerful, and she kind of heals just as fast as Ana without needing to be as accurate. And now if you have a little bit more squishier heroes, well, Mercy can kind of pocket them or just heal them up real quick without needing all that kind of accuracy or whatever. And then it started to actually get a little bit more fast paced, but more importantly, start to get more team oriented. And that just kind of transcended throughout Season 4, where Mercy was the more favorite hero because, well, they can heal a lot more of these faster heroes and take it a lot more quicker because, well, you didn't need as much accuracy, and they can also give misogynist healing at a faster rate than Ana. And now it kind of transcended into what we have right now in Season 5, especially with the turning point with the nerf and 2 buffs that just happened with McCree, Reaper, and Roadhog. Roadhog, he's in a weird spot right now, okay? We're not going to really talk about him, but mainly with Reaper and McCree and just a lot more of these DPS-oriented heroes, where now it's starting to look a lot more like Season 2, with Rez being one of the best ultimates in the game, for it to be a lot more faster paced, but also team oriented, because you have to tell your whole entire team, hey, we got to focus the Mercy because she's just going to res whatever damage we output towards the enemy team. The season really rewards teamwork and who you're focusing on and what the target hero you need to kind of kill right there to be able to take the point or move the payload, and we're not used to that. We're kind of used to Season 3 and somewhat still of Season 4 kind of teamwork, and that is, oh, I'll just kill and hope for the best. I won't have to worry about Rez, whereas Rez can really kind of change the pace of the game because, well, if your team goes in and kills a bunch of people, say like 3 or 4 heroes, but also your team just loses 2 heroes, Mercy can just easily Rez, and now they have numbers over you, all because you weren't coordinated in what you were gonna do, i.e. trying to get the Mercy, i.e. trying to get the rest of the healers like Lucio or maybe even Styliana or Zenyatta, whatever the case may be. You're just not ready for that. And also, I forgot to mention that this is also a lot more faster pace, especially with the dive comp being so prevalent. If you're not ready for the faster pace that's going to be going on throughout the whole entire season, then you're probably going to lose a lot more games because you're still used to the slower pace in Season 3 and somewhat still a Season 4. So the main argument that I'm trying to make here is that it's faster pace. I keep repeating that, faster pace, faster pace, faster pace, but you're starting to see a lot more DPS heroes like Tracer or Genji, and even somewhat Reaper and McCree. Even though they're not faster paced, they can still deal out a lot of damage, and the best way to just kill a lot of the teams is to, well, pair up ultimates. So how are you going to do that? Be in the game chat, be in team chat rather, and pairing up ultimates and just getting complete team wipes on people. Now, obviously, team wipes and kills isn't everything. We saw that in Season 3, but it's starting to be a bigger factor here in the newer season. If you have a Genji that's saying, hey, and telling to the Zarya, hey, use your ultimate near the Mercy, I'm going to Dragon Blade and just Swift Strike through everybody and kill the Mercy, there's no reason why you shouldn't at least get 3 kills right there. At that point, well, now you have, first of all, you have numbers, and it's a 3v6. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to take that first point or move the payload. And that's why I feel like this season is kind of rewarding a lot more people that are communicating together, and I don't want to say not solo queuing, but at least that are willing to go in a game chat and work together as a unit, because that's how really you should be playing Overwatch. In Season 3, it was slower pace, and you really didn't need to formulate a I don't want to say you didn't need to. Obviously, you still needed to work together as a team, but when it goes faster, when it starts to ramp up and you need to start thinking of what you need to change, what you need to do, the fastest way to do that is working together as a team, coordinating, just communicating, giving out callouts really quickly so that everybody is on the same page. They don't have time to try to change pages throughout the book. No, they need to be on the same page right now. Whereas in Season 3 and Season 4, they can kind of wait. It's like, okay, we'll take our sweet time. No, the Genji's Swift striking in right now. No, the Winston's diving right now. We need to go with them. If we don't, we're going to lose the point. We're going to lose the fight. Mercy's going to res everybody and just build up her ultimate right there. That is the reason that I feel like Season 5 is not going the way that you thought it would have been, and why you're probably struggling. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, everybody's going to have their different stories and arguments. You can bring up the argument, no, the reason why I'm struggling in Season 5 is because I'm playing healer and my DPS suck. That just goes back to the argument, well, this season is very DPS oriented. If you have a god like Tracer or a god like Pharah, the #1 Overwatch player on PlayStation 4 is a Pharah main. So that just goes to show, if you're really good with DPS and you're willing to make a plan with your tanks and with your healers, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do well, especially in this newest season. I cannot stress that enough. Tracer can just own a lot of people. Soldier is still a great hero. Reaper is back in the meta. McCree has a great ultimate. Pharah, if they have a bad soldier on the enemy team, she can do so much damage. So much is going for the DPS. But hey, that's just my thoughts. I do want to hear you guys' thoughts and your reasons why you think Season 5 isn't really the best season out of all of them. So love you guys. Thank you guys for watching more Overwatch videos to come, and bye.